Hey everyone, it's Juan. Hope everyone is doing all right, staying safe, and just taking care of yourself. So I don't know about you guys, but for this quarantine, I spent a lot of time looking at memes. They're super funny, just a good way to get my mind off these somewhat dark and uncertain times. And it's something that I do to kill time anyway, so I mean, it's whatever. But basically, I thought it was fitting for this last video for that I look at various memes and cartoons and comics related to grad school and PhD, and comment on them and give my reaction. And so what I did was I asked few of my friends. So Aileen, who is also a fellow vlogger, you should check her stuff out if you haven't. They are super amazing. And Eric, who is also a PhD student in CS. I basically asked them to compile a bunch of memes and comics, put them in a folder, and share them with me. And so I'm about to look at them right now and give my reaction. So I haven't seen them before. Well, I might have seen the comics, but like I don't know that they're in there. So I don't know what's in there. Basically, I'll be giving my reaction and giving a little bit of commentary. So if you like what you see, definitely give them a shout out and go thank them, because they're the ones who picked them. And if you think they are not funny and you don't like them, still give them a shout out, still thank them, but you could put in a message that you think their sense of humor sucks. But yeah, so let's go. First one. Okay, yeah, so first off, I really like this page/group. They make a lot of fun comics that are very relatable, actually. And so this was also super relatable. Basically, this is talking about the stereotype that advisors and professors don't really respond to emails all that well. So my advisor is actually pretty good, all things considered. There are times when obviously, she gets busy and stuff, but I've definitely noticed other professors being a little bit slow, or I've heard stories. Again, it ranges depending on the professor, but this definitely is like a well-known stereotype. It makes sense. They're super busy. They're juggling a lot of responsibilities, not just juggling a lot of students, but they also have other roles: teaching, writing grants, serving on committees, and stuff like that. So it makes sense. So yeah, keep this in mind if you're an undergrad and you're asking a professor for a rec letter, or you are asking them for research opportunities, and they sort of don't respond. Definitely send them a follow-up, maybe try to find them in person, etc. Because yeah, they're just super busy. They're not brushing you off or anything. So next one. Wow, this one kind of is super also relatable. Again, first off, super nice. I really like this group and comic as well. Lego Grad Student is fantastic. You should definitely check them out. But yeah, this is all super relatable. I actually didn't drink coffee all that much in undergrad, or basically at all. But definitely in grad school, the caffeine intake increased, and not just even by a little bit, exponentially increased. And I definitely see it increasing even more during deadlines, and I see this with the students around me. Whenever they're approaching a deadline, there's cans of double shot espressos just scattered everywhere. So wow, yeah, definitely not good. I should definitely cut down, but we'll see. Okay, I did not expect to be attacked like this. Alright, yeah, basically relatable. Enough said. There's nothing to be said. It's just let's just let the silence speak for itself, Yeah. So basically, I think this is comment. Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is commenting, I think, on the fact that a lot of people don't actually realize, and I didn't really think about this either, is that the advisor's role is mostly advisory, and so they just sort of give you high level feedback and stuff like that, and the nitty gritty details is something that you're supposed to do. that being said, it might be hard for first year students, especially if you're new to this, to like sort of find exactly what you're supposed to do. And some professors are more willing than others, or more able than others, to jump right in and help you out, and get into the nitty gritty details with you. Other professors are sort of more high level hands on, or high level hands off, advisory role, even in the beginning. And so I understand it can be kind of frustrating, especially in a first year student. But that's something that you might want to consider when looking at professors and grad programs. If that's something that is you think you might need, a more hands-on versus hands-off thing, you should definitely take that into consideration. Yeah. Okay. So this is super relatable. But I think this can be relatable, honestly, to anyone in industry if you get like that email from like your manager or your boss. But it's no different if you get it from your advisor or PI. And you like, there have been times when I looked at the email and I'm just like, oh crap, for various reasons. It's either like, oh man, I gotta do another thing. Oh man, I just got hit with another deadline. It's actually really creative. How many have I done? Let's see. I've spent so much time editing figures in LaTeX. I still don't know how figures work. I honestly just Google it and I just find a template and I just copy it. Don't really know how it works. Cross-country speaking. Can't say I've done that yet since I'm still relatively new, but I do sort of. That's something I wouldn't mind doing. But again, I'm saying that as someone who hasn't really done it. I'm sure if you've done this regularly, it gets pretty tiring, I can imagine. But yes, I've definitely fallen asleep, unfortunately, in places that I maybe shouldn't have. For example, like at conference. And those things start really early, they go for a while, and not all the talks are super interesting. So, it happens, And denial. Yep, I've definitely done that too. All right. So again, this is going back to what I said earlier about advisors not exactly. So I will say, basically, again, advisors, their role is is very high level, and they're just there to guide you through the program and through high level, and give you high level feedback and stuff like that. From the other side, like from our point of view, it can maybe feel like they are, they don't really care and stuff like that. It's just that they have a lot of responsibilities, and especially if they're juggling a lot of students, it's sort of hard to keep track exactly what each student is doing and at what stage they are precisely. And so, there are times when they ask you to, when they're writing a paper or they're writing some sort of like grant or something, and they want to include your work, they often ask for a description of your work. Like they ask you to describe your own work, and there have been times when I've been asked to do that, and the initial reaction might be like, what, you don't know what I'm doing? But to be honest, it's hard for someone to keep track exactly of what all their students are doing, especially when you're juggling other responsibilities. And so this is pretty funny. It's highlighting that in a very comical way. Oh my gosh, yeah. There have been so many times when I've asked someone for feedback, my advisors, older students, stuff like that, and be like, so should I do experiment X, experiment Y? And they're like, why don't you try both? And you're like, oh my god, you have no idea how much effort it is to try both. But yeah, I think that like smile on the grad student's face really just sums up the feeling that he's feeling inside, just like that empty smile. The meme that's like, this is fine, with the dog and the fire burning. That's like that grad student right there. Okay, next one. Yeah, another one that's super relatable. I've definitely been guilty of trying to multitask and have work on one and something else entertaining on the other screen. I think the thing that I do the most and the most guilty of is I stream. I am blanking out the name because it's been so long since sports happened. Oh, Champions League. I watched the Champions League pretty regularly, and since it happens around in the middle of the afternoon Eastern time in Michigan, I have that playing as I do my work, and definitely the neither productive nor entertained is the mood, definitely. All right, last one. Oh, okay, that's it. All right, whoa, that was all the memes and comics that I was given by these two awesome grad students. So again, make sure to go thank them. I might cut these some out because that took a decent amount of time. I might cut out the ones that either were duplicates, ones I didn't get, or ones that just weren't as good as the others in terms of my reaction / things I had to say. Anyway, hope this at least brought a little smile to your day. Hope you learned a little bit more about what grad school is like, gave you a little bit more of insight. Definitely check out these pages if you like what you saw. They are actual people, and they have, you know, actual social media accounts, so definitely give them a follow and just go support them. Thanks for not only watching this vlog, but all my previous vlogs. It's been quite a journey and a learning experience for me. Hopefully I can continue to do these in the future. And so until then, please stay safe and take care of yourself. See you guys later.